Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to another entry in my discussion of floating island production products, as well as all things Sonic or Knuckles. I'm DBZALLSTAR, or Steve if you prefer, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a deeper dive into the first release from Floating Island Productions, the company belonging to Ken Penders, longtime Sonic the Hedgehog writer and artist for the Archie Comics Sonic series. Also, someone who worked on the stellar Who's Who series for DC Comics, which has recently gotten its own omnibus release. Well, not too recently, but recently enough. I want to focus on this. This is the Lara-Su Chronicles Beginnings by Ken Penders. This is the first hardcover release collecting a large chunk of Mobius 25 years later, which was a backup story beginning in Sonic the Hedgehog from Archie Comics issue 131. So right after the stellar and tragic 125th issue of that series, which was a big deal for an independent comic book series. This storyline unfortunately was unable to be completed due to the fact that the editor at the time overseeing Penders' work removed him from that project. We were worse off for it due to the fact that not only did we not receive a conclusion to a story that was building towards something epic, but a creator that had brought us so much love and joy in our lives through his work was being mistreated and was just not given the right opportunity by Archie Comics. So today I wanted to do a little bit of an overview look at the original story and show the transition to Penders' new material, which had to make some changes due to an ongoing issue with Archie Comics. For details about the legal battle involving Ken Penders and Archie Comics, which Archie started, by the way, check out the video that I often link through Floating Island Productions. I will link to it in the description below this video as well as a recent article that came out. I just wanted to show this book some love and see it as a priority for those of you on the fence as to whether or not this is worth adding to your collection. I wanted to showcase the older work and the new work that has transitioned into being the new take on this story. So let's get started. Alright, so there we have it. Once again, the Lara-Su Chronicles Beginnings by Ken Penders. Our end sheets featuring new character designs, which are necessary. And we're going to skip ahead here. The title pages, because I've shown off some of this and I believe there is some that you should experience on your own. Give this a purchase. So there's the cover to Sonic the Hedgehog 131, the issue in which this storyline, Mobius 25 years later, kicked off. It introduces in full the character of Lara-Su, who is the daughter of Knuckles the Echidna and supporting cast member / love interest Julie-Su. Also features Sonic and Princess Sally Acorn married with children of their own. And I'm not going to delve into much more detail beyond the fact that Knuckles and Sonic have to come together to stop any possible impending disaster. We've also got characters such as Rotor, formerly known as Boomer, throughout here. And you can see the coloring is bright, it's crisp, the ink work is stellar. Have other new characters, other returning characters. For the fans, have a little bit of fan service there with Princess Sally and Julie-Su, Sonic, and his children in the background there. Credits still intact, fortunately. And we're just going to continue to build up towards a transition here. I don't want to delve too much into it. or give out really any spoilers. So we're going to talk about Then and Now, where Penders talks about the importance of world building. Again, pick up a copy of this because it's well worth it if you're a Sonic fan or if you're looking to support someone who gave so much joy. There's the UPC, $35.99, and as I do with all my Floating Island production videos, I will share the link to Ken Penders' website and to the merch side. So get ready for a transition, because I read this twice recently, just to get a feel for it, and then to see how it held up after I read it the first time. I gave it a week. So here we have the transition in story and art. Due to the legal battle between Archie and Ken, Mr. Penders was able to get the rights to all of the characters and stories he created. So Julie-Su, Lara-Su, Jeffrey St. John, I believe Hershey is included in that, Drago, so many others out there, which caused a soft reboot of the canon within the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comics in the 140s leading, or the 240s leading up to the big 250th issue, which was part of a crossover with Mega Man. So you can see the characters look more human here. There's a little bit more mature content because, dang, someone's got his head open. But you want to focus, I'm sure, on Lara-Su. And here we have the title character. This takes place post-Cataclysm, the event that Sonic and Knuckles were working to prevent. So, did that happen? Possibly. We haven't delved too deep into the story. Volume 2 is set to be released sometime in 2026. We have Knuckles becoming K-Nox, because Knuckles is owned by Sega in perpetuity. We have some new human or Mobian character here. I'm not going to spoil names for any of these people, by the way, except revealing that Knuckles is now K-Nox due to legal reasons. One of the great things about this is that Ken can continue his story to the best of his ability and really bring about the ending or the continuation that he wants. I think that's a wonderful thing for a creator to be able to complete things in the way, or as close to the way as they'd like. I've seen a lot of comments about the designs for these characters. There you go. Continuing soon. And I get it. The first read through, I was having to transition to get used to the designs. But I've talked with Mr. Penders recently. I don't dislike the designs. I just was so used to the original designs that was what I preferred. But having read this twice, I've transitioned. I understand it's a different work. It is not the Archie Comics series. It's something all Ken's own, and he can do what he wants with it, and we can like it or not like it. I personally like it, and after having additional conversations with him, I actually love the new designs, because talking with him, he drew inspiration from one of my all-time favorite sci-fi and movie franchises. I won't say what it is. You can reach out to him on his website and get that info yourself, because I don't want to spoil it. And I cannot express, here's the special thanks page, how much I appreciate having these continued conversations with Mr. Penders and gaining a better understanding of his creative process and what this means to him, not only as a fan of working on Sonic the Hedgehog, despite the issues with editorial and the powers that be at Archie's comic book publishing line, but other works he's worked on. No, it is not Star Trek that was the inspiration behind it, but that did contribute. There's another, in my mind, just as great as Star Trek science fiction franchise out there. So you can guess in the comments below. I may confirm or deny. Or Mr. Penders deserves a lot of love and contact with his fan base. So reach out to him. He's a stellar person. I know a lot of people just see him as someone who is taken away from Sonic fans, but that is not the case. He gave us so much, and Archie, as a publisher, took away from us. So that is the overhead view and the look at some of the interiors. I'm going to transition back to behind the desk. Welcome back. So there you have it. Yeah, I could talk more about what went on between Mr. Penders and Archie, the legal battle, but I think another creator has done a great job with contributions by Mr. Penders of making their own video. I may make a video of my own expressing my feelings about that situation. And there was a wonderful article, as I also mentioned earlier, posted about it. Both of those will be linked to below in the description for this video. But I really wanted to express my appreciation, as I have been, for the continuation of this work. I felt that Mobius 25 years later was really just getting started when Archie pulled the plug on the story and pulled the plug on Ken continuing with the Sonic the Hedgehog series. I still loved Sonic the Hedgehog after Mr. Penders left. I think Ian crafted some great stories, but the reboot started to degrade my enjoyment, so I don't have all 200, I believe, 96 single issues of the Archie Sonic series. I think I stopped around 258, 259, and then picked up the last 3 issues because they were developing an anniversary story dealing with Genesis. Yeah. But I'm grateful to Mr. Penders for continuing to fight, not just for himself, but for the love of this property. Volume 2 of the Lara-Su Chronicles is supposed to come out sometime in 2026. Between now and then, we have Knuckles Omnibus Volume 1 by Ken Penders already released. He has the non-variant, so the standard cover, still available on his website, which, again, I'll link to in the comments. We have Scott Shaw's Sonic Days coming out possibly by Christmas 2025. We have the Shadow Files featuring Ken's work with the character Shadow. We have Knuckles Omnibus Volume 2. We may get Princess Sally and Tails and other stories collected, but the key is supporting. This book is $35.99, well worth the cost of entry. I've read it twice already. First to experience it, and the second time to see if I could get used to the new designs. And I do. And I actually love the new designs because they carry on the work that came before and push us further into the future for additional stories. The Knuckles Omnibus is $100. I know that seems a little bit more expensive than Marvel and DC, but the big difference is with the big 2, royalties come from the units, and people are lucky to have worked on the book and get what they get in the big 2's mind. With Ken, all of the money goes toward production of these books, as well as supporting the creators involved, whether it's Ken himself, his team that on the Knuckles Omnibus especially have done some incredible restoration of the coloring or updated the coloring. It's well worth the cost of entry. Sonic Days is currently available for, I believe, $50 on Ken's website. He does have the regular cover and the variant cover still available with limited quantities on the variant cover. And once these run out, there has to be enough of a desire for these to go back to print. So as of right now, there is no second print on the variant cover for the Knuckles Omnibus Volume 1. If you want these, if you want to support Sonic, if you want to support someone who gave those of us who grew up reading the comics so much care, if you want to give back, pay it forward, support these products. Because at the end of the day, Ken's doing what he loves. It takes a lot of courage and vulnerability to put out your work into the world and to continue fighting through what he had to fight too, when all he wanted to do was share the love of his fandom and support his family and give love to the fans and his family. It's something to aspire to, and I really appreciate it. This is not a sponsored video, so everything I say comes from the heart. Believe it. Big Knuckles fan. The echidna is my favorite animal, believe it or not, of all time. Mudang's close second, but I love the echidna, man. I love Knuckles, the echidna. But I'll leave it here because I don't want to ramble. Stay healthy, stay safe, please. If you can, support Floating Island products. Send a line to Mr. Penders through his social media. He's on Bluesky. He's on Twitter. You can reach out to him through his website. He does a fantastic blog talking about what he's doing, what's going on in his life every once in a while. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications of future content. I'm on Bluesky, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok as #1 Animaniac or Animaniac1. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my videos, what you'd like to see more of. If it's possible, I'm happy to do what I can. At the end of the day, stay healthy, stay safe. Thanks so much for watching. Keep them knuckles sharp. Build your own chronicle, and be well.